Everyone's pretty hyped about the limited event, but don't let that fool you. Your quarterly dose of CC is due, and it's coming soon, in about 2 to 3 weeks. You've probably heard a lot of nasty things about this CC, like how it goes up to risk 39 and how one of the high risk strats involves micro-canceling Gladia and fast redeploy split boxing while counting the number of Blimishine autos, but it's really not that bad for you risk 18 and AFK people. I'd actually argue that this is the easiest risk 18 compared to all the other contingency contracts. The lower risks especially, which is around 26 and below, can be cheesed by a combination of operators. High risk gaming is a bit of a struggle. It's okay though, hopefully this video will help you get prepared enough to ease the pain of the CC. Hey Ami, I'm gonna go fishing. You wanna come with? No, you don't have to fish if you don't want to. Fishing is all about patience anyways. Alright, cool, let's go then. CC Deepness features enemies from Arknights. The event actually doesn't have any quirky map mechanics, but it introduced the first elemental damage, which is Nervous Impairment. When the elemental bar is drained, Nervous Impairment deals 1000 arts damage and stuns the operator for a fat 10 seconds. The arts damage is very dangerous with HP down risks, so in general, preventing elemental damage is as important as preventing HP damage. Practically every enemy deals elemental damage, so it'll be their primary way to either kill your ops or make them unusable with the stun. And speaking of enemies, up first on our list of very threatening enemies are these basic flower guys. You might laugh at the thought of very menacing basic peons, but they deal 15% of their damage as elemental damage, which again doesn't sound too bad until 2 or 3 of them start ganging up on an operator with added risks, and now you're crying yourself to sleep because all your blockers are either stunned or dead from the arts damage, and now you can't even open in the stage properly, so might as well uninstall the game. Again, these guys don't have any special abilities, but that doesn't mean you can underestimate them. They come from this top right spawn and just take this very simple path to the bottom blue box. Next enemy is an actually interesting one. It's the Reaper Flowers that run around and post bot comments on every popular YouTuber's comment section and draining your ops elemental bar and causing them to die of cringe. They're harmless and pretty slow when they come out, but once they take the tiniest bit of damage, they put their foot to the pedal. Wait, they don't have feet. They put their roots to the pedal. The only thing stopping you from bashing your head on the wall from dealing with these guys is the fact that their HP gets drained once they fin awoke. It's alright though, the Reaper Flowers have their own special risks to make them much more of a pain to deal with. The first one reduces their HP drain a bit and increases their attack, but the main catch is that they break Mach 5 with that plus 100% movement speed. They will rapidly approach your location and deal elemental damage to all the ops along the way, but at least they're a lot easier to kill compared to the alternative risk, which just heavily reduces the HP drain and increases their HP. The only reason why you'd choose this tag over the other one that increased movement speed is because you're extremely confident in killing the Reapers with pure damage, which doesn't turn out well once you get optimizing. These enemies spawn from the bottom right of the map and take a U-turn to go to the left exit. If the Reapers weren't that traumatizing, now we have the PTSD inducing eggs that just approach the blue box, menacingly. They're very friendly to your operators, inviting them to brunch and having a chat about postgraduate life, and then you hit them, and they swing back. Very hard. Basically, they deal arts damage in an AoE around them at certain HP percentages, and no, you can't cheese them by trying to one-shot them. The damage dealt is limited by their next HP percentage, so basically you're forced to go through all of their AoE arts damage lovely goodness. This wouldn't be much of a problem since when you stun, freeze, or sleep them, they can't attack, but of course there's risks that make them stun and freeze immune. It also makes them deal even more damage, have even more HP threshold procs, and it increases the range on the AoE. The risk 3 version makes it so that the area of attack is the same as a Seria S2, which is a bit big. There's also another risk you can stack on top of this one that makes 6 more of these guys spawn. On the map they spawn on these banned tiles, and after waiting for a very long time, they'll make their way to the nearest exit. Some also spawn from this middle red box and go to the bottom exit. The big enemy in this map are the first Hatoks. There's 2 of them. They deal ranged physical damage and, of course, elemental damage, but the thing you have to watch out for the most is their ability that targets the operator with the highest elemental bar, dealing 5 hits of more physical and elemental damage. They have iframes during this ability too, and it lasts for 5 seconds, so you want to minimize them spamming it. As with the previous 2 enemies, the first attacks come with their own risks, which the first one increases their HP, attack, and attack speed, and gives them stealth. It also makes them stun and freeze immune. Having stealth means you're gonna need some way to reveal them, which the go-to operator for that is SA. The other tag increases their attack range and the damage on the ability. It also decreases the cooldown of their funny iframe skill while making them, again, stun and freeze immune. You really have to be careful with this tag because of the expanded range and lowered skill cooldown, since if you're not careful, they'll spam the hell out of it and you'll barely get any damage in on them. The first FTT spawns from this bottom left spawn with the Reapers and takes basically the same pathing as them. The second one spawns from the top right and takes this S path to the bottom exit. CC9 also features some very funny risks you should watch out for. The first one is the one that doubles the duration of status effects, meaning that 10-second stun you get from nervous impairment, well, now it's 20 seconds, making your ops extra useless. There's also 2 SP tag risks, one that reduces your SP regen rate and another that increases the SP cost of skills. When you combine these 2, you essentially have twice the downtime of your skills, so, you know, that's fun. Don't take them together unless you know what you're doing. Yeah, I usually set up here because it's my best fishing spot. I don't know, there's probably a reason why a lot of fish are in this spot of the lake. Oh shoot, something's on the line. How? Since elemental damage is the biggest thing to watch out for this CC, the key to avoiding it is to just not get hit. This means ops with long range are especially good since they can snipe enemies from a distance without getting hit. The class bans this CC are a bit comedic to say the least. They're soft bans of triple DP between all your ranged ops or melee ops. Most clears take the tripled cost range unit tag simply because you can open with flag pipe while also busting out your Surtur, Horn, and Silver Ash for damage. Up first on our list of very cool ops you can use on this map is the one who cheeses the entire mechanic. Lee is awesome for nervous impairment simply because his second talent gives him the ability to not care about stun or freeze status effects. With a bit of DP gen and healing, you can sit him at the bottom left spawn and he'll clean up all the problematic enemies using his S3. Even though he's only good for low risk since his stats get screwed over once you go higher, Lee is a very simple solution to the main mechanic of this map. Since elemental damage is big on this map, wandering medics like Mulberry and Honeyberry are great to mitigate this. Luminous 3 is also a great way to deal with the stun from the nervous impairment, but like Lee, healing the elemental damage or status effects away is useless at high risk because it's better to just not get hit in the first place. The Reapers are a big threat to the map, and with that movement speed tag, they'll zoom right to the exit. Any operator that tries to block them will get stunned from the elemental damage, so crowd control fast redeploys like Phantom, Kafka, and Red to a lesser extent are great for this. Phantom even comes with a clone, so you get twice the amount of crowd control. You can just let the Reapers run to their heart's desire before they inevitably die before reaching the blue box. Because of Horn's extended range, she's amazing to deal with the pocket crawlers. At the start of the map, her AoE is big enough to deal with 3 of them on the left. You can either use S2 or S3 if you want to burst faster, but some clearers actually go with skill 1 because of the bigger splash radius to get extra damage on the 4th crawler. At the end of the map, once you're done stalling all the crawlers, Horn can then be used to nuke all of them again from a safe distance. Surtur good, but the part that actually makes her good on this map is that 3-tile extension range on her S3. She stays far away from the crawlers to not get hit by their AoE arts damage. The first Stratalk added range risks are also still out of range from that 3-tile extension, so Surtur with slow and damage amps like Seri and Suzerain can clean the mini bosses off the map. Weedy is used especially in high risk because of her awesome shift ability. Weedy can push the crawlers that spawn in the middle away so that Surtur can safely levitate them. She also gets used to push the Screaming Reapers back, and her true damage proportional to distance moved DOT thingy makes them kill themselves even faster since they have doubled movement speed. Anyways, that's about it. Risk 18 is easy enough with an E2 Lee, so all you really have to do is borrow him and make sure he's alive. For those of you pushing for a funny bigger number, good luck, I guess. Lamia, why are there more of your Fumos here? How are they attracting the fish? That doesn't make any sense. That's really nice of you. I'm glad you're trying to help my fishing experience, but like, were all of those times that you lost your Fumo, you just dumped them into the lake? I swear to God, we're gonna go broke because you keep commissioning these custom-made marketable plushies.